Okay, so here we go. This is the way we're going to do this. We've got our original picture and we are going to try to copy it. Copying is a skill. If I got a printer or something and I'm copying and I can put it in the printer, that's not a skill. But being able to look at something, whether it's a drawing or a real person, whatever it is, and replicate it on another page is a skill that you build. And I'm going to show you some simple ways to get started at doing this. And the more you practice this kind of thing, the better you get at it. So first I'm going to draw, and I want you just to watch, not touch anything. So sit on your hands, whatever you need to do, but do not start drawing. I've got a small 8.5 by 8.5 square. You must have a square. We have a square frame we're going to put this project in. Ignore these numbers. And so I have cut a square that's also that's the same size. You can have any size square that you want. As long as you send me a picture of it, I'll be really happy. So we've got this. I'm going to start by making the arch, which is the simplest shape. Now you're going to notice when you're making the arch, look at this straight line, almost straight, right up to here, almost straight. And it's just a little bit, a quarter inch, a half inch away from the edge. So I'm going to start close to the edge. Don't start drawing your arch yet. And I'm going to go straight up. I don't start curving at all. I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going to go straight up. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is a drawing. So then I've got to know where I'm going. I'm going to start to curve here and here, but I'm going to go up. Look at how this is just a very small distance from the top. So I'm going to make a line there, and when I'm heading, here's where I start to curve. I'm not making a point. I don't draw a straight line, but I am going to round up, heading toward that line. Doesn't have to be perfect. And here, I can either come this way or go that way. So I think I'm going to, I'm sort of starting here, and I'm started aiming down so that I can meet this edge. And since my pen ran out of ink, whatever, I'm going to just go back here and go this way. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's an arch. And it's sort of equal on both sides. And that is how we're going to do that. The other main shapes in this image, I'm going to take this table as a main shape. So let's look at it. I'm not going to say, oh, it's just a small table, I'll go down here. I'm measuring the distance from the top of the arch to the top of the table and comparing it to this. So this is longer. So I'm going to put the table not in the middle of the arch and not at the bottom of the arch, but there's the middle and there's the bottom. I'm going to go a little bit higher there. So I'm going to put the table in here. Now, how far out to the edges do I need to come? Is the table the same distance as to the edge as it is wide? Is it quite double? No, it's about like this. And then does it come straight down? Do I go straight down here like a rectangle? No, it comes out a little bit. We don't need to talk about the reasons for that. We're just looking at it and we're drawing what we see. So there's that, and this is a rough edge. Now the table legs are nice, and you're going to put one on either side, leave a little edge here. And we may as well go ahead and work under the table. So this is, you see this line that comes right from the lacy edge in like this and all the way down to the bottom. On the other side, it's very similar, in like this, and it goes spaced like that. And this is Jesus's robe here, and it comes up a little bit and goes down under each of these. You have his feet with the little indication that he has the wounds showing. So we've got Jesus' feet. We've got the table. We don't have to put the stuff on the table right now. We're looking for other landmarks. And so the next landmark I'm going to look at is this. It's like an arch within an arch, only it's just arching over the table. So we're looking again at the bottom of the table here. We're going to start here, and we're going to start here, and then we got to figure out how far up we want to go. Is it about halfway up? Maybe a little bit lower than halfway up. So I'm going to go about here. I'm going to bring my arch here. I'm going to bring my arch here. This is a man's shoulder, so honestly, we don't want it. We want it some broad shoulders. We're going to bring that out a little bit like this, and then he's got this like that. So there is a good enough representation of Jesus's shoulders and his robe. And now we're going to bring the neck up here. Has he got a little skinny neck like a lady might have, or is he sort of manly? He's got a nice thick neck holding up his head. This is the back of the shoulders here. And let's see, what shape is his head? Is his face? Is he like a round face, a little chubby? Or is he a square face? It's more rectangular. What we're looking at for what we want to do is actually put a shape in here that encompasses his whole hair, and it's really sort of a rectangle down here like this, and then you can come down near here and put the beard, and we can go back in later and figure out the hair exactly, but at least we've got this shape here, and that's Jesus' head. We'll work on the details later. Now we've got two other heads. And where are they? Are they heads up higher than Jesus' head, or are they way down here? We're going to figure that out. So they're lower because they're sitting, and we don't have to talk about why, but these are lower. Now, is he facing forward? Are they facing forward? No. What is this shape here? Is it a rectangle, really, when you're talking about the head, or are we looking at something a little bit closer to a square? Okay, it's a little square-ish, and we're going to put one here, lower than Jesus' head. We're just doing a rough outline of where it's going to go in. And here's one, and then this one is about halfway between Jesus and the edge of the arch, a little bit lower. So we are going to put this here, maybe here and here, like that. So here are the other two gentlemen that are here with our Jesus figure right here. Now we're going to go ahead and look at the neck. Is the neck coming straight down? No, we're looking at the angle. So he's got an angle here and this. And then what about this is the arm, the shoulders here, they're coming out here, and look at the distance here from the edge. So we're going to bring this down. Well, let's see, where is this? We're going to look at this arm compared to the edge of the table. Here's the edge of the table, so we can bring this arm fairly close here, and then bring it in closer to the edge, the bottom edge of the table, like this. Then we bring that back up and go with a little V here. There we go. If you want to sort of rough in the hair here, we can do that. The hair. And then he's got a beard coming down here. Eyes come in, nose goes out, beard goes in. The chin comes out, so there you go. We also have that on this side. We're going to work on the neck. Almost looks like it goes straight down, but it comes in really and then goes down a bit. And this has got a V shape here. We're going to work on this line right here. Comes from the neck. It angles down and comes this way, and then really, where does it come? Right near the edge of the table is what we're doing there. We're going to bring that whole thing just like this. And he's wearing a belt of some sort, which we can see clearly that that belt line touches the edge of the table and right here. And then the front comes down right here toward the edge of the table, anywhere here. And here. Then if it doesn't work quite right, we'll just make that like that. And we're going to put the ear here, bring his hair in here. This I'm sort of doing roughly so you can see, but what I want you to get is the 3 heads. We've got Jesus, the highest up head, the 2 sideways heads. They're right here, and the body's coming down. Next thing we're going to work on is the hand. You see right here, he's got a hand, and it's right under his chin. So here's the hand. Don't have to make the hand. You're just going to make a place for the hand, and you're going to see that the arm comes here like that. Later we can sort of define the fingers a little bit more, but this is what this is. This hand is coming down to the bench that he's sitting on, so that's the next thing we're going to work on. Let's make a little bench coming out here. And his robe is covering it up. So we're going to do that. This is a little confusing, I will admit, but we're going to bring the hand down here and like this. So you're going to put a hand down here on the bench. The bench comes out and the leg of the bench is here. On this side, his robe, his legs go under here, and his sitting down on this bench. So there's the sitting, and then you can put the bench out here. Yes. And the leg here. Okay, we're not seeking perfection. Now we want to get, this is a crucial piece right here. What has Jesus got in his hands? Well, he has the bread. He has just broken it. And we remember when we're reading the passage that when he broke the bread, they recognized who he was. So let's just say he has just broken it. That's why we sort of have, we can have an astonished, somewhat of an astonished look by opening the mouth. And the nose that comes here, and the eyes there. So, oh my gosh. He's breaking the bread, and they are starting to put together 2 and 4 and 2 and coming up with 4, and this is Jesus. So it's sort of an exciting moment, this breaking of the bread. So we want to try to get the arms right. Here we have his sleeve right here. It's, what shape is it? It comes out here, and it drops down to the middle of the table. This one comes down a little bit lower. It seems to be a little higher, shaped like this. And then the hand, we're going to have an arm coming out here that's this shape. You really look at it as shape, and this one you don't even see the arm, but you have the hand. And the hand is pretty much going to be like a square, only it's got the fingers there. And this one is almost like this shape. He's got his thumb. So then the bread goes in there, and maybe it's not even broken yet. It's just partially broken. He's got it here, and it's just starting to crack in half. So the other thing I want to know, since we're doing hands, you see this gentleman here, he has a staff, and he is like just ready to go. He's we're showing that he is traveling. He's ready to go, and his hand here goes like this. His fingers come around here on this staff. And then we can go ahead and put his robe behind his hand and figure out that part. We are really, we are almost to the finish line here, really. And so I'm really proud of you, whatever time you have spent just watching this and following along. We want to go to the Jesus face here. And what we're looking at here is, let's just think about it for a minute. Do we put the eyes way up here at the top? No, maybe not. Should we put the eyes way down here at the bottom? He's looking straight on. We want to, you think of a line that is 3/4 of the way, so, or a third of the way. Let's divide the head in 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put the eyes here on the top third. We put the nose here, the beard coming down here, and it goes all the way there. Then he's got some more facial hair here, and he goes down into more of a beard. So this is the way I'm doing this. The mouth is there. We give him some eyeballs, and you can see how you want to put in the eye. And that's really up to you. You want to, where is Jesus looking? Is he smiling? Is he frowning? Is he straight? And then you can, we got to put his hair here. Maybe you could make it a little rough. And each of these gentlemen is going to have some eyebrows too. And they can have beards, however you want to make that work. That's sort of up to you. And we can always refine some of that later, but this is the general thing. Now, what do we have left to do is we want to, I'm going to make his feet a little bigger. We want to have this going on here. When we start using colors and other effects, we'll see how that plays in. But right now, we're just going to make some lines. So I chose, you see how there's lines going up from either side of Jesus' head, straight up. And then I try to make it sort of equidistant around. You don't have to get the exact number here. The gist is to have sort of the lines sort of radiating out from the center figure who is Jesus. So you're going to just keep doing that. What you do on one side, you're going to do on the other side. And I'm going to come here and do that, and here and do this. It doesn't have to be perfect, and we're going all the way around like that. So I think that I am really happy with what I have here, and I hope that you, if you see anything I missed, you're going to fix it, because you're going to get to see a copy of this. And don't worry about the numbers. Do not copy the numbers. I'm going to adjust my final drawing based on what yours drawings are. And you can take liberties to the degree that you think that you can have a, an interpretation that's more appropriate. You can definitely refine the shapes of these. Once you get your basic squares, they don't have to look like robots. That was just so that we can start working with shapes. So you can refine it then, either with lines like this, or if you used a pencil, you can erase and put something in. This was going to have more the fingers. Make sure you've got 4. And honestly, then you can add if you want to. I put in cups, and so you could do the same if you like, one for each one of these amazing folks. They're sharing some wine. Maybe there's a plate where the bread was. And I want you, now that you have watched me do this, you can stop this and you can play it again. And you can make your drawing in the time that I took to draw mine. Or you could, if you need to, stop it and go through. Please do not put numbers on it, so it's going to look more like this when you're done. But I would like you to put your initials, or let's see, what do I want? I think this is C.E. Cole. I will be able to identify you if you could put your initial and your last name. And if you put it on the front, not the back, it will just make it easier. I'm going to love seeing your drawings. You're going to take a picture of those or have your mom or your sibling take a picture, and you're going to email that to me. Please do not worry about perfection, but you are giving your interpretation of the scene. Back in the day, they did not have cameras, and that God knew what he was doing because we use the camera in our imagination. So you get to, when you make a representation of an image that you have in your head, you are automatically going to be putting your own unique understanding, your own unique vision into the work. It just comes out. Even when you're trying to exactly copy me, like I said, is short of just making a copy, you part of who you are comes in a unique way. So I want to see how you choose to interpret my instructions and interpret how you think this scene really looked and how it felt, and that will come through. So thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you. I hope I get to see you when I come to visit and we can work on this together. So happy drawing.